Hello friends, today we're going to be jumping right back into our SlimeFun tutorial series. Today we're going to be looking at GPS networks, geomining, and teleportation. But before we begin, I just want to thank all of you who have subscribed. Every time someone does, YouTube gives me notification about it, and it just makes my day. So if you could please consider checking to see if you're subscribed, it would mean the world to me. It's completely free, it only takes 2 seconds, and if you want to unsubscribe later, it's totally okay. Thank you all so much for helping to change my life one sub at a time. Alright, so GPS is yet another SlimeFun system that is required in order to get certain resources and in order to access teleportation. The first thing that we're going to need in order to start our GPS network is a GPS control panel, found in our SlimeFun guide in the GPS section right here. Right off the bat, we can see that it's not terribly expensive to make, and we're only going to need one for our entire network. However, one item in the recipe is worth noting: the advanced circuit board. Crafting it requires a basic circuit board, 2 blocks of redstone, and 6 lapis blocks. This is equal to 56 lapis and 18 redstone. We're going to need these for just about everything in GPS, so make sure you've got a good supply of lapis and basic circuit boards. If you have enough iron, you can just craft and kill the iron golems for the basic circuit boards. They have a 75% chance of dropping them, as we've talked about before. Otherwise, I suggest making an iron golem farm, which I will be releasing an efficient SlimeFun version of soon. If it's currently out, the link should be right here. Now that we have our GPS control panel, we can just place it anywhere. By right-clicking on it, we can see our transmitter overview, our network status and complexity, and our waypoint overview. Our transmitter overview lists all of our transmitters in our network, which shows nothing right now as we haven't any transmitters. Our waypoints overview shows us waypoints that we've marked to either track or teleport to. We haven't any of those yet either. We can see that since we have no transmitters, our network status is offline and the complexity is 0. Complexity, ironically, sounds a bit vague, but it's basically just the overall power of our GPS network. The higher our complexity, the faster we can teleport and do everything with GPS. Complexity is just the sum of our transmitters' strengths multiplied by their corresponding Y values. Meaning that to raise our complexity, we just need to add powered transmitters really high up. So let's do that. To start off, let's just make one basic GPS transmitter. The crafting recipe isn't too bad, so we can make more in bulk later. We're also going to want to make a basic solar generator and a large or carbonado edge energy capacitor, whichever is easier for the moment. Eventually we'll be putting carbonado or energized capacitors up there, so we might as well do it now. We also need an energy regulator to manage the circuit. Alright, now that we have our supplies, we can head up to our location. We're going to use scaffolding, but you can use any block you like to get to the Y level 255. Now that we're here, we just want to make a platform on Y level 254. So if it shows 255, that means the blocks we're standing on are 254. So that we can place our transmitters on Y level 255. This will maximize our complexity output per transmitter. All we have to do is put our transmitter, energy regulator, and capacitors on the axes in the circuit, and we're done. The capacitor will make sure that the transmitter stays powered during the night when the generator is no longer active. We need to have this running 24/7, and we don't want to have to come up for maintenance. So solar is definitely our best option. We just need to make sure that we have at least 2400 joules of capacitor storage per 4 joules per second of solar energy that we have, and at least double the joules per second required by the transmitters in solar power. So this produces 4 joules per second, this uses 2 joules per second, and this is well over 2400 joules in storage, so we're all good. We can see that our transmitter is now listed and the network is online, and we now have 255 complexity. This is because our transmitter strength is 1 and it is at Y level 255. We can add to our network as we like, but for now, let's take a look at what else we can do with GPS. With our GPS marker tool, we can set waypoints that will be available to teleport to once we build our teleporter. Using it is very simple. All we have to do is place it. We can even mark waypoints in the nether and end dimensions. For now, I'm just going to make a waypoint up here at our transmitter platform. Our GPS emergency transmitter will automatically set a waypoint to our location if we die, so that, once we build our teleporter, we can teleport back immediately so our items don't despawn. This won't help if you die in lava though. For that, I suggest Ancient Ruins of Soul Binding, which you can learn about in this video here. Now, let's take a look at how we make a teleporter. For our teleporter, we're going to need 8 GPS teleporter pylons, 1 teleporter matrix, and a shared activation device. The matrix itself requires 4 pylons to craft, so we're going to need 12 pylons total, which means 2 recipes worth, as each pylon crafting outputs 8 pylons. As we can see, this isn't going to be too expensive, but as per usual, I've gone ahead and compiled all the materials we're going to need in order to make all parts of our teleporter. Here's that list. We're going to need 8 zinc, 4 steel, 2 cobalt, 2 billion, 3 aluminum brass, 2 reinforced alloy ingots, 1 electric motor, 2 heating coils, 4 electromagnets, 2 advanced circuit boards, 2 redstone, 8 glass, and a stone pressure plate. Also, if we want our teleporter to only function for us and not anyone else on the server, we can instead use the personal activation device, which just requires 2 extra cobalt and 2 extra lead. Now, to set up our teleporter, we just need to place our matrix in the middle, 8 pylons all around, and our activation device on top of the matrix. And now, we're done. Now we can see all of our waypoints and the time required to teleport to them. This time is based on the distance and dimensions from the teleporter to the waypoint, and as I said before, we can decrease this time by increasing our GPS network complexity. This time is really short as it's really close by. If we select our waypoint and wait, now we're at our platform where we mark the waypoint. Super simple and super effective. Now, how am I going to get down? One often overlooked GPS item is the elevator plate. It's incredibly useful and cheap to make, and is perfect for shops or any other multi-floor structure. It connects to other elevator plates at any Y level on the same X and Z coordinate, and allows you to instantly teleport to any of the other floors and displays the floor name on the screen. These floor names are also customizable and can even include color and formatting codes. Finally, our last part of GPS is our geo-mining. Geo-mining allows us to extract oil and uranium from chunks in the overworld, as well as nether ice from chunks in the nether. However, this is not an efficient way to get uranium. You can take a look at the efficient method here. However, we need geo-mining in order to get oil for plastic and fuel, and nether ice for our future nether star reactor. How do we do this? To start, after we have our GPS system set up and have at least 600 complexity, which at the moment we do not have, so I'm going to go add some transmitters, we want to make a portable geo-scanner. No need to make the block version. Once we have it, we can press F3G to see our chunk borders. Now we can choose a chunk by standing in it and right-click our geo-scanner to scan the chunk for resources. Now we know what minerals there are. We can either place an oil pump, which does require energy even though it doesn't say that it does, and put buckets in order to extract the oil slowly. And this is what that looks like. And or put down a geo-miner, which requires 48 joules per second to try to extract uranium in the overworld, as well as other minerals like salt or nether ice in the nether. For now, don't worry about getting nether ice. We won't need it for a long time, and I'll show you the best way of getting it when we get there. And so, mined materials will show up in this little panel here. If you're wondering how to use this oil as fuel for androids and combustion generators, stick around, as we'll cover it in a future video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you found it helpful, please subscribe. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it helps me out a ton. Thank you so much, and I will see you all next time.